In this episode, you discover how to appreciate that the world is simultaneously beautiful and terribly brutal, and why that full acceptance is spiritual maturity. Welcome to Energy Line for Entrepreneurs, the podcast helping entrepreneurs be free from anxiety, stress, and tension through balancing emotions and consciousness expansion. 3 things you'll discover today. Number 1, why sugarcoating the world prevents true expansion. Number 2, how to use neutralizing your perspective to see power in failure. Number 3, the intricate complexity of life that is both brutal and magnificent. Why sugarcoating the world prevents true expansion? You know, there is this toxicity which is in being a sissy pup. My dad used to use that phrase. And what does it mean to be a sissy pup? It's kind of like you're a whip and you're not willing to get dirty. When I say that, we're bridging into the sugarcoating of the world. The fact is that some, hard things to watch happen, right? Just recently, people shot. It happens every day. Things don't get just accidents. Then you look at nature. Nature can be brutal. Animals can get eaten alive, torn limb from limb. Then you even have human violence, right? Like pettiness, betrayal, greed. So the bottom line is we cannot hide from the fact that things do happen in this world. Things do happen. You gotta be tough and strong. All that being said, what allows for true expansion is the breaking of your heart. Funnily enough. Now, is that the only way? I would not be so ignorant to say so. But I would say in my journey, and in many people's journeys, they have learned through pain, through having their heart broken, that they are not going to do that to other people. Sometimes the lesson comes in that form. Sometimes you can see it done to another and realize you're never going to do that. The bottom line is, this could be related to human behavior, or we could be talking about things that have just happened. You look at history as well. Does the list need to go on? The bottom line is that the world is tough, and true expansion through feeling the depths in your own life and just in the bigger picture, you start to realize about what really matters. You start to see what you care about, what makes you feel alive, how you feel when you place your energy in certain areas. Yeah? For example, I'll give you a common one. Now, don't get mad at me. But if you watch the news, I'd encourage you to really question. Okay, go outside, go on a walk for 5 minutes, then immediately after write about how you feel after that walk. Then same thing, but change the action. This time you watch the news for 5 minutes. Now write about how you feel, what's in your mind after watching the news. If you're courageous enough, if you need to do that, you may actually just see like, hey, no, I don't watch the news either. I haven't watched the news in a long time, and there's many things that you just don't do, right? Then there are things that are tempting, and we all have to work on those temptations that we know aren't healthy, but we may feel some instinctive lower end pull or attraction, a false attraction. Ultimately, not sugarcoating the world is about looking yourself in the eyes, looking other people in the eyes, and letting your heart be powerful. Like really letting your heart feel. You know, when a dog dies, or when someone you care about, maybe you made a mistake. There are these examples in life where you're feeling a lot. And I would say feel that. Feel that with all you can be, all you are. Align your actions to be encouraging a state of being which is filled with space, presence, precision, awareness, and love. This means that you see How you treat yourself is how you treat others. Treat others as you treat yourself. It all starts with the individual. It all starts with your own actions and your own thoughts. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So you need to be selfish to a subtle, paradoxical degree in relationship to making sure that you're charged, that you're ready, that you are living a life in alignment. So this all happens because you stop sugarcoating the world. When you feel that the world is hard, that it's brutal, that you've had your heart broken, that you would never do what has been done to you to another. When you feel that, let it change you. Let it awaken you. Let it break you. And each day, stand up. Be strong. Take care of yourself, your body. Be organized. Full circle. Holistic. Hygiene. Career. Finances. Nature. Fitness. Nutrition. Open-minded. Philosophy. Action. Business. Scalability. Leverage. Simplicity. You see, like those are things, those are structures that will allow for clarity. And when you have clarity, you have the space, and that which is more than the me will work through you. When you're supported and you pray and you are devoted and you're aligned, inevitable that you change, that the world changes, that the message is heard, that the ripples are felt, that the change magnificently occurs. So you can't sugarcoat the world. You got to feel, and it takes courage and strength to feel. Number 2, how to use neutralizing your perspective to see power in failure. Okay, failure and power, right? You have two ends, two poles. You have some magnets, right? The power is invigorating, and the failure can create this doubt, this weakness. When you neutralize, that doesn't mean you numb. When you neutralize, you use the power to let you walk into the failure and change what the failure actually is. You carry that light into the darkness, and then with your light in the dark is now light. That's what this world is. That's what we're in. That's what we are in. We're in a game of how long does it take to let the game unfold. Now, the game is going to be the game, whether you win it or wherever you are in it. So that's the hard thing for us on a level beyond language. We got to realize, like, man, this is exactly where we're meant to be. No matter, because we can have a goal of the world changing, of people waking up. We can realize that that is the destiny. But you can't even get lost in that. You have to have this joyous relationship to neutralization, to seeing, hey, even if I'm losing, even if I'm down, even if I'm bloody, sweaty, smelly, broke, I still got it. And I'm going to make it work. When you think in that manner, when you act in that manner, when you never give up on another person or yourself, your life is a seed. And that seed gets watered. And that seed, it blossoms. That's the nature. It happens organically. You cannot stop what is already in motion. So when you look at your relationship to failure and you bring a new lifestyle, when you let your actions change, your thoughts change, your energy change, failure itself is just a propelling sort of object in motion. It propels you. Failure is wonderful and necessary for any king, for any powerful, true, undeniable man living in alignment or lady. Failure's necessary. Pain's necessary. Now, be careful to the extent that your mind plays little loops of, oh, he said pain's necessary. You choose how much pain you need to feel to change. Then you have this willingness to surrender, to realize, man, sometimes I need help. Sometimes I can't necessarily force change. Sometimes I'm doing the most I can logically, and it still doesn't feel right. And I devote myself to a form of prayer. What prayer means to you could be so many different things, practically and physically. Could be walking, it could be stretching, it could be literal recitement of scripture. Be careful there, though, because I'll just be honest with you. If you really think that all humans are operating from a place of love all the time, you would be silly. Now, that is in 2026 that I say that, on January 12th or 10th at 12:19 p.m. Eastern Time. That will change. There may be a time where those words, that which I just said, that the time has changed. But ultimately, right now, we can't just blindly recite scripture. You can read it and you can let yourself feel what is true. Some of it may very well be true. Okay. Now, point number 3, the intricate complexity of life that is both brutal and magnificent. Really, it is this appreciation of the details that allows for your heart to change. And that is also what allows for the neutralizing of your perspective. To realize that even though failure emotionally is hard, it is that complexity that it lets you see, oh man, well, I can appreciate all these fine woven nuances because without the failure, how would I be the man? How would I have gotten the calluses for this? How would I have earned the muscle if I didn't do what only I could do for myself? So it's that complexity and also realizing, oh, but you're not alone. You can only do certain things for yourself, but that doesn't mean other people can't do things for you that you may not otherwise be kind of able to do yourself. So there's this nonstop paradox of, man, I'm not going to get to any certain way. You know, good things happen, you get lucky, you win some money, you get promoted. Cool. I knew this was coming, not in an arrogant way, but I know the seeds I've been sowing. I've been working, and I'm grateful. And none of this is really just done solely by myself. And then you also have those things that may happen to you that are unpleasurable that you would have never predicted and that you wouldn't have expected. And hey, I'm not going to let that stop me. Whatever happens, whatever happens. It's this mentality of, okay, I'm going to feel when I'm down. I'm going to feel when I'm filled with confusion. That allows that process of going through the mud, cleaning yourself off, going through the mud. It changes you, strengthens you, and you just start to appreciate the whole thing. Not always easy. There's definitely moments where you feel in it. You just feel muddy, you know? Smell like mud, taste like mud, feel like mud, just mud, right? But then you change. You don't stay like that forever. And you say, man, all right, I see. So the spirit, the awareness, the love, the clarity, it comes and goes. But what you'll have to do is kind of test yourself, right? You'll be disciplined, then you'll realize, man, I've been forcing. Then you'll be less disciplined, but too sloppy. Then you'll be disciplined again, but without force. And what that means, really, in the simplest terms that I could say, if we wrap up point number 3, the intricate complexity of life that is both brutal and magnificent, do what you can to feel right in the moments that you're doing what you love. Because when you're not doing what you love, you will learn that everything is right. And that it's not just about the things that you enjoy most, but it's also about sometimes you just need to be at certain places. Sometimes life wants you to feel what it's not meant to be. Sometimes life is going to test the absolute everything from you. It's going to ask for everything from you. And you're going to have to say, like, I'm willing to jump. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to leave everything for what you care about most. And then you may come to realize that you could have everything you ever wanted on all domains, on every level of life. But for that to happen, you have to be willing to live a life without the desires. What that teaches you is it shows you what you actually care about. We all go through this illusion in life where we think we want things and we're obsessed with certain things, and some of them fall away, and then some of them you really do actually need and you get them. But it's that. It's that eroding of greed. It's that simplification of heart. It's that new clarity in soul and spirit. So ultimately, recap why sugarcoating the world prevents true expansion. You know, we got to get with the fact that life is complex, hard, fun, rain, snow, sun. Sometimes it's brutal, your own failures, others' failures, but it's necessary. It's part of the game, it's part of the cycle. It's just like how a snake sheds its skin. Point number 2, how to use neutralizing your perspective to see power in failure. It's like you're not too optimistic and you're not too low. You know the ride, you know the waves, you feel them, you smile, and you're not so in it. You're able to be there, fully present, without being lost. And there's this clarity in that. There's this joy in doing things anew, where you may be doing similar things, but your relationship to the moment, the freedom that you carry with you, what runs through you is now new. It's changed. Now, point number 3, the intricate complexity of life, both brutal and magnificent. It's tough, but it's about accepting reality for what it is. Animals die, people die, parents die. And then spring happens, blossoms, they smell amazing. You get new puppies, right? Life works, and it's best if we just learn to smile. Appreciate the inherent brutality and beauty. Be alive, do the things which keep you alive. Prioritize simplicity and sanity, right? Write to yourself. Speak, use voice notes, maybe to yourself, or to AI, or to a friend. Just express, feel. Don't just live in your head. Build something, take risk, and rest easy, right? Rest well, stretch. I'm grateful for you. I truly am. Thank you for taking the time, the energy to listen. New episodes are out Monday, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I wrote a book. Check out the book. It'll help you get healthy, strong, powerful. Everything that I talk about here. Check out the book if that resonates with you.